What's up, nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all? It's your buddy Big Johnny G for Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming! Midday Monologue Monday, my friends, and this is yet another part of my Werewolf the Apocalypse series. Now, I want to talk about something very important to the game, and that's the auspices. Auspices? Allspice. No. Auspice. Allspice is something else. I want to talk about auspice, because this is highly important. This is the equivalent of choosing your character class in a Dungeons & Dragons game. And before I get into each of the specific auspices, I just want to go over a couple of bullet points about the auspice in general, if you will. Now, first and foremost, it covers the moon phase. That's right. Each of the 5 auspices covers one of the 5 different phases of the moon as it moves through the night sky. And this is determined when the character goes through their first change. Now, this also defines the pack role, to speak of. As I said, there's 5 of them, and I'll get into them in a moment. Whether you are the trickster, the mystic, whether you are the judge, the bard, or the warrior of the pack. Now, there are rites and rituals that can change what your auspice is if later in life you decide that it's not really your calling. It doesn't fit your soul, your spirit. It can be changed. For the sake of character creation, it really will define one of the 5 choices of character classes, the pack role. Now, it's also going to define what some of your gifts are, and what some of the gifts that you will be allowed to learn are. There are certain gifts or mystic powers or abilities that these spirits are not going to teach you if you are not of the right auspice. It can be very dependent on that. There's an entire category dedicated to just the gifts that can be learned depending on one's auspice. Social structure. Social structure is another thing. Being a pack of wolves, you are social creatures. You are part of a larger tribe. You are part of a sept of werewolves that you are just a pack of in this greater scene. And your auspice is going to decide what the social structure is, how it's going to revolve around you. It is going to be how others treat you is going to be a combination of not just how high you are in rank, but also what your auspice is. That could make a big difference. Are you a lowly trickster, or are you a full moon Oron? That will change exactly how people see you and deal with you. Speaking of which, it will affect also your understanding of the character, how you play the character, how you use the character's attitude and personality, how that develops. And it's also going to deal with a bit of pack and tribal expectations. They will have different expectations for a Thurge than they are going to have for a Philodox. It's just the way it is. Each have specialties. You can't get around that. Now, let's take some time and look at each of the individual auspices and some of the roles they play and what they mean. So, starting with the new moon, when the skies are dark, we have the Ragabash. Now, the Ragabash is traditionally the trickster role. It is one who challenges traditions and the norms through the use of pranks, as well as getting others to engage in unconventional styles of thinking. Now, along those lines, they are also commonly known as the voice of dissent. You see, they find it their role to act as devil's advocate, questioning decisions that are made, as well as encouraging others in the pack to maybe sometimes think on their own. Stealth and secrecy are a couple of things that go hand in hand with Ragabashes. They excel in these two categories. And because of this, they often engage as spies and scouts. They are very good at avoiding detection as well as gathering information. Flexible renown. Now, getting out of character, a little meta into the gaming rules, they have an easier way of gaining renown than most of the other types do, because they generally kind of pull from all of the renown. However, because of this, they do advance in rank a little bit slower, so there's a fairly good balance in that. But yeah, they're a catch-all. They're a wild card when it comes to how they're going to go up in renown. Now, lastly, I want to talk about humor and morale. It's important to understand that this tool is there to help them diffuse pack tensions, because there's always going to be tension happening back and forth in the pack. Now, they often allow themselves to become the pack omega, and this is basically to help redirect some of the hostilities that are going on with everyone around them. It's a way for them to kind of further take people away from the conflict when they don't need to be in conflict. And it's an important role that they play and fill. Now, the Crescent Moon, the Thurge, these are the mystics. The most base concept of them, they are mystics and they are seers. That is their main function, after all. They have a deep connection with the spirit world, and during such ventures, they will act as guides more often than not when dealing with spirits. Spirit communication is one of the main reasons why. They are the communicator with spirits. Now, they are not the sole Garou that can learn the gift to communicate with spirits, but it is a common gift between all of the Thurges in the Garou Nation, that they're able to do this. And because of this, they're able to ask spirits for help, get them to teach gifts to them, and also compel them to act however they want sometimes, by forcing them through rites and rituals if needed. They can be friend or foe to spirits. Healing and support. Healing and support is something else that these Garou excel at. This is something that they're great at. They're able to use their gifts and their rites that they know. Definitely help keeps the pack healthy. They're able to heal wounds, and they're also able to communicate to the spirits for help during times of combat or even times of information gathering. As mentioned, rites and rituals. This is their bread and butter, being the masters of knowing the rites, knowing the rituals, how to use them, when to use them, and what they're going to do. The Pack Thurge is able to bless party members this way, summon spirits, cleanse tainted areas, objects, and even individuals. They're also masters during sept rites, seasonal rites, holiday rites, all the occasions that the Garou can get together on a large scale. They're going to be there leading many of the rites. Umbral exploration. This is where many Thurges spend most of their time, actually. They are very much at home in the spirit world, in the Umbra of the world of darkness. The Philodox, or the half moon. And just as the moon sits half full and half empty in the sky, they too are scales. They are the judges and the mediators of the Garou society. They seek to find balance and harmony, just as the moon hangs in balance above their heads in the night sky. The Philodox are ever searching for truth. They are also the law keepers of any pack, of any sept. They are the ones that know the laws, that repeat the litany, which is the most sacred listing of laws, rules, regulations of the Garou society. It is their job to police their fellow pack members, their tribe members, even themselves, and to make sure that all adhere to the law. As arbitrators of disputes, the Philodox mediate all the conflict that goes on between the pack members. Elders will mediate problems that go on within the tribe itself. It is their job to root out what is going on, who is wrong, and how it's going to be righted. They are renowned not only for their wisdom, but for their genuine sense of fairness and justice when interpreting the laws. During times of peace, it is not uncommon to find a Philodox in the alpha role and position of their pack, or even of a sept. They're known to guide their packs with calm, authoritative presence and focusing on maintaining the order of everything under the law of the litany. Finally, they do act as punishers. When a transgression happens, it is the Philodox that the pack or the sept will turn to in order to mete out justice. They are essential in meting out discipline and making sure that harmony continues throughout pack and tribe. Warrior bards, that is what best describes the Galliard auspice for the Garou. Those born under the gibbous moon have keen combat prowess, as well as storytelling and songs like no others. As the lawkeepers, it is their job to not only preserve, but also to recount the history, the legends, the important stories, so that all Garou will remember them, so that a pack's lineage, a tribe's lineage, will live on in glory forever. They're inspirational leaders, and they rouse their pack mates with emotional stories, speeches, and songs, all boosting the morale of their pack members and encouraging bravery in battle and in all things. They also serve an important part in the pack, as they are the emotional connectors to what's going on and to each other pack member. They are adept at understanding and expressing emotions, helping to maintain the emotional well-being of the pack and resolving conflicts through empathy and communication. As ritual performers, it is not uncommon for the Galliard to lead pack and sept members in participating in important rituals, using their artistic talents to enhance the spiritual and ceremonial aspects of Garou life. And that brings us to the full moon, the warrior born. It is the warrior role, and that is what the full moons have been born into, what they were born to be during that first change. They are the fiercest of warriors and fighters in any pack, and they are always ready to lead in time of battle. High amounts of rage pour through these Garou warriors. It gives them immense combat prowess and the ability to enhance, through their anger, their powerful attacks, as well as giving them blinding speed in their fights. Battle leaders in the time of war. They will take that role, and they will lead their pack, their sept, their tribe to much glory. They charge during these battles, they direct their pack members in tactics, and they ensure that the fight will go as effectively and cohesively as possible. They are tactical machines, as well as strong-arm warriors. Glory seekers by nature as well, and that's because they come by glory very easily. It is their primary renown, and they gain it through glorious battle and through acts of bravery. This does often lead them to ascend the ranks faster than their fellow pack members, also giving them reason to lead, be in the highest rank. Protectors of Gaia, but also protectors of Garou. It is their job, and they gladly accept it in most cases, to make sure that they guard and protect their fellow pack members as much as they guard and protect the wild in Gaia. It is not uncommon at all for an Oron to put him or herself in harm's way, protecting their pack members in the heat of battle. Those are some bullet points concerning the auspices, and I hope that you look up more information for them, not only in the core book, but I would also suggest looking in the player's guide, and the Book of Auspices.